Are you doing? Happy? What day is it today, Colin?
It's Wednesday. I was actually thinking when you asked me, I'm like, what day is it? Oh my God.
We were just in Miami. Well, Colin's usually in Miami, so easier for him than it is for me in San Antonio. But we were just in Miami, myself and my friend Colin Foster here from brainpower.agency, and we were partying, celebrating the kickoff of Q4. And that's not what we're here to talk about today, but happy Q4, everybody. And it just doesn't feel, the reason I don't know what day it is because it doesn't feel like the week has started because I didn't really have a weekend. Like I went away for the weekend and now I'm like, wait, what day is it? So I don't even know what day it is. So anyway, it's Wednesday. Happy hump day. Glad to be here with my friend Colin. And we're going to talk today about something that is so important. And it's something that people spend thousands and thousands and thousands. And I shouldn't say spend, I should say waste. People waste thousands of dollars on this. It is crazy. And that is your website. Your website, you're spending thousands of dollars. You might be spending thousands of dollars on ads that aren't converting. You're sending all this traffic and you're wondering, why can I not make sales on my website? And Colin is an expert at this. So I love talking with Colin about this stuff. I love getting nerdy. And we're going to talk today A to Z. What are the elements it's going to take to get your website to convert? We're going to talk about why it's not converting and what you can do about it. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Colin for him to tell you who he is and why you should listen to him today.
Awesome. Love that. Thank you so much, Amy. I don't know if I could have summarized that as well as you did, but you definitely did a great job. So yeah, my name is Colin Foster. I'm the co-founder of the Brain Power Group. We operate predominantly in the direct-to-consumer space across multiple different arms. So we have an agency, we have different courses and accelerator programs. We have our own portfolio brands. We're big e-commerce nerds, right? That's basically what we all say at this point. And we all, every person, every company, they have a really strong superpower, right? And ours is specifically new customer acquisition. We know how to build long-term brands using customer retention, but we're really good at, and what gives us a lot of advantage when it comes to growing brands very quickly is the ability to acquire customers. That is the backbone of everything you're ever going to do when it comes to growing any business, whether it's on Amazon, whether it's on Shopify, whether it's on Etsy, it doesn't really matter. If you don't have predictable customer acquisition, you're going to have a really hard time growing your business. And we've developed a very specific way of doing that. And it's tried and true. We've done it across every brand that we've owned, that we've managed, 7, 8-figure brands, publicly traded companies. So we use it everywhere. We're not holding anything back. I'm going to give it to you guys exactly how we do it.
I love it. I'm going to pull all of Colin's secrets out of him today. He doesn't mind. He's fine with it. It's cool.
Not at all.
Well, let's see. Let's talk about, first of all, Colin, I want to know, what is the biggest mistake that people make when it comes to conversions on their website? What is that number one mistake? You do a lot of audits. You probably see this over and over again.
Yep. Yeah. So my role at the agency level is director of brand selection. So I look at all the brands that we are potentially going to work with right before we bring them on as a client. And the number one thing that I see, to make it short, because I see a lot, but there's one common factor, and that is, and we'll go deeper into that, is there's a big difference between an e-commerce store and an e-commerce ecosystem. Okay. Store is basically just the shell. An ecosystem is what transforms your business into a high converting sales machine. Right. And once you understand what the components and the core competencies are of an ecosystem, you can then start to predictably scale your business and get customers quicker. So that's it.
Okay. So an ecosystem, we're lacking an ecosystem. So let's talk about what are the components of an ecosystem so that we can start pulling together. I want everybody to know what are those components that they need to build an ecosystem around their website.
Yeah, love that. So basically, let's think of what we fundamentally do on e-commerce when we get sales. We do marketing, right? Digital marketing is what we would call it. And the biggest problem in 2022 within the context of an ecosystem and marketing is in digital marketing in 2022, there's too much digital and not enough marketing, right? And an ecosystem takes both the digital aspect of everything that we do, the landing pages, all the stuff that we're going to talk about in further detail, and marketing, the digital aspect and the marketing aspect, and we fuse them together, leveraging much more advanced strategies than people would say, just like sending traffic to Facebook. And once we get a little bit deeper in, I'll explain a really great analogy. I call it the billboard analogy that gets people to really understand like why their ads, let's say they're doing paid advertising, why their ads aren't working. And every time they go from agency to agency and keep running ads, nothing works. I have the perfect analogy that make perfect sense. And we'll get into that a little bit further. But yeah, an ecosystem is merging. Sorry, my light was about to knock down. An ecosystem is merging all of these components, the digital aspect and the marketing aspect, bringing them together and building an entire ecosystem for your customers to travel through when it comes to their message and when it comes to what we would call the digital infrastructure, the landing pages, emails, all that stuff that they would go towards.
So you're merging, so that I understand, you're
Yep.
merging your digital side of things, which is your
Mhm.
landing pages, the flow, the funnels
Yes.
that people go
Yep.
through,
Yep.
with your marketing,
Mhm.
so that whatever you're saying over here matches with what they can expect over here, and
Yep.
they land on this landing page, and then you're taking them through a flow that makes sense.
Exactly, and there's a lot of components that we'll talk about in terms of the ecosystem that are they'll break it down. So I won't leave it that ambiguous. That's the big idea, right? Like we're going to take digital, which I'll break down, and then the marketing. What are the marketing components that you need in order to build a proper ecosystem? What are the digital components you need? And they all fuse very seamlessly because again, they're all one unified message that kind of builds this sales machine. So yeah, that but you got it right on the head. Yeah,
Got it. Okay, so we got to have the marketing side matching with the digital side. So
exactly.
that makes a lot of sense. I think that, I've seen a lot of people, myself included, I've run Facebook ads before
Mhm.
that they've done nothing, right? Like
Yep. Yep.
it's like,
Common.
wow, I just ran all these ads and they didn't do anything. So you actually have a system not just for the landing pages and the funnels that you take people through, but you also have a system for the ads that you create leading to
Yes.
those,
Yep.
because you understand the way that a buyer is thinking through when they go through the system. And
Yeah.
I did a case study on this in my It's Time to Brand course. I talked about this company called they had like a neck, I forgot their name, but Sparky Care. Yeah, they had this neck massager
Right.
ad. But the problem was it's such a cool video ad of this
Yeah.
person like massaging their neck, right?
Yeah.
And I was like very curious. I was like, what is that thing? That looks cool. Like, I'm gonna go check it out, right? And I click
Yeah.
on their website and I go to their website. And first of all, the first problem I see is this thing is like $22, and it's very cheap. It's like a plastic thing with two balls, right? And then
Yep.
they got these reviews and they've got nothing else with the product.
Yep.
And I just don't believe it. I don't completely believe it. I don't trust the website. So then I'm like, I bet I could find this on Amazon. So I just take their title from their website and I type it into to Amazon, and I find these things for like $12. And I'm able to see a bunch more reviews. And so I explain in my case study, the reason their ads aren't working is not because they aren't compelling, right? I'm sure somebody's buying from them that isn't smart enough to go look on Amazon, but a lot
Right.
of
Right.
people are probably doing what I did. They go,
Yep.
they're curious, they've clicked, they're
Yep.
on their website, and now they've paid for that ad click. They're on
Yep.
their website and they're like, I just
Yep.
don't believe it, and it
Yeah.
just doesn't
Yeah.
seem like a good value. So
Yep.
I'm gonna go over to a major e-commerce platform like Amazon, and I'm gonna look and see if I can save some money and
Yep.
get some more customer trust, because I don't trust your reviews and I don't trust your price.
This is
And
great.
so yeah, I mean, and I know in the past too, when I've had you on call and you've talked about like what are the right products to sell,
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
not just about, we can write great marketing, we can have great landing pages, but if we don't have the right products to sell on our
Yes.
websites compared with larger entities like,
Yep.
big e-commerce platforms that customers trust,
Yep.
we're not going to convert either. It doesn't matter how good the funnel is if on the main landing page, I'm just going to go to Amazon and find it anyway for a lower price, right?
100%. So you brought up so many great components of how this is like this is actually the perfect example to bring us into what we're going to be discussing. So quick question, do you know where you saw the ad by any chance? Was it like probably like on Facebook or
It was
Instagram kind of?
Facebook. Yeah, it was like a
Okay, great.
video ad.
Beautiful. So the reason why that's so great is because it really encompasses the most important idea of not only the product, but like where you're looking at the ad from. The first thing we're going to discuss, which is important, and it's a little bit outside of the ecosystem, but it's really important in terms of marketing. It's the level of intent when somebody goes on Facebook, right? Or Meta, IG, whatever. The intent to purchase does not exist. Well, that's called what we call a demand creation channel, right? Whereas Amazon is a demand capture channel, right? So what happened was is you went on this website, you saw that it didn't look enticing, the product was kind of interesting, but you weren't interested enough, and you didn't trust enough to make the purchase there. So you went to a demand capture channel, right? Which is Amazon. And you turned a demand creation channel into a demand creation channel into a demand capture purchase, right? You looked for something, you saw something, it created demand in you, and then you ended up going to Amazon and Amazon captured your demand, right? So one of the things that you need is one, a great product, which that company obviously had something interesting. But what's really important on the marketing side is a great offer. Okay. So think of it like this. If you go to a landing page and you see a really cool product and it's just got a picture of the product, a little description, and buy it if you want to, you don't have the intent. Like, let's remember where you clicked from. You came from Facebook and IG, right? And Instagram. You didn't
Yeah.
have any intent to purchase. So people are leaving it up to the customer to make a decision whether they want to purchase or not when the initial click had zero intent for a purchase.
That's so true. I
You see
really
what I'm
was
saying?
just curious, and I was
You were
like,
just
"Well,
curious.
maybe this looks
But
like it might be cool."
it's
And
cool, it looks nice, but fundamentally, yeah, the website probably contributed to you not wanting to purchase, but the main factor, I can almost guarantee you outside of some of the digital stuff we'll talk about on the marketing side, on the ecosystem side, the fundamental reason is it probably didn't have good copy that spoke to you, which is the marketing side. It probably didn't have good text. It didn't have, but more importantly, it didn't have a good offer. An offer that I don't know how many of your viewers have heard this saying before, but an offer so good, people feel stupid saying no, right?
okay, wait. So give me
Yep,
those three components again. I
yep.
need copy.
You need copy. Well, the product you brought up the product first, which is really important. So a good hero product, that's part of an ecosystem. So I guess we'll start with that. We'll recap so that way your viewers have a
Yes.
really good
So first, I
identifiable
need
way.
a good hero product,
You need a good
which,
hero product. You
yep,
found, right? The best way to think of a hero product is the way we look at selling music, right? How do you sell music? You sell music with a hit single and then people then go and buy the album, right? So that is literally how you should sell your hero product. Your hero product should be the most attractive product that you sell to the marketplace because it's going to create that intrigue, right? And when we're on a demand creation channel, you need people to be interested in what you're selling. It can't just be a commoditized product. A fork or a spoon is
yeah,
probably not going to work because people aren't going to stop for that. So a hero product is your most attractive product that you sell brought to the marketplace. From there, you need to make sure that you support that. This is the marketing side. We're going to hit the digital side in a second. So you're going to have your hero product. Then you want to have a hero offer coupled with that hero product. So you want to have an offer that's really enticing and makes people want to purchase. It can be rooted in discounts. It can be rooted in giving people a free gift with the offer. It can be rooted in bundling some things that people want, but people have to feel that they're getting value. And one thing that's really important to understand, people never don't buy things because of price. They don't buy things because of the value that they don't see
yes.
associated with that
And
price.
that's what I saw when I went to this website. I was like, wait, $22 for like a plastic doohickey.
Yep.
And then the reviews just seemed really fake. And I was
Right.
like, I don't, so that wasn't a good hero offer
Right.
combined with that product. Had they been like, this is $16 here, plus you get this other thing with it, you get this other massage thing with it, I'd be like, oh, I can't
Yes.
get that on Amazon. And it's a lower
Yes.
price than I can get on Amazon. And I get an extra bundle offer deal. Like
Exactly.
I probably would have bought it from them.
Exactly. And then think about that as well. It's also a value driven offer because let's say, for example, you have, let's say that massage tool. Let's say you're selling something for 39.99, right? And that massage tool or that massage gift that you want to give somebody a free gift with their purchase. Your cost of goods on that are maybe $3 to $5, right? But you can put a value of $20 behind it. You could say this is worth 20, even though it only cost you three. So what will happen is you'll have a hero offer of 39.99, let's say, right, for a product that you want somebody to buy. Let's say that what you were looking at was 39.99. But now it's 39.99, but it's technically 39.99 marked down from 59.99 because if you were to get this other gift, it would be a $59 offer. So now people are saying, "Oh wow, this would be 59 bucks, but I only have to pay 39 and I get look at what I get." So
And then I
offer
think the other thing is like I think the bundle, the other things that you're offering, they have to be relevant, right? They
yes.
have to be
Totally.
of value.
Yes.
And this is the same problem that Amazon sellers, this is the same mistakes Amazon sellers make with bundles. They'll
Yes.
be like, I'm gonna, they'll try to sell a saturated product on Amazon and they'll be like, I'm gonna bundle this with this, and
Yep.
I'm gonna be able to charge so much more. And it's like, actually the customer just came to buy this and they don't really see
Mhm.
a lot of extra value in this. They probably
Yes.
already have that, so it's just not,
Yep.
it doesn't actually lead to more sales. So can we talk about the right things? Like what do you see as like a qualified, can you give us an example of a
Yep.
qualified bundle that would be really good to help
Yeah. I have
raise
a
that value?
I have a bunch. So, one, I'll give you a great one. One of our clients, he's a pretty big coffee seller, and he wanted to start acquiring more customers. He was having a problem with predictable customer acquisition, and the first thing that we talk about in the ecosystem is obviously a hero product, a hero offer, a way to actually acquire those customers. And he sells coffee. Now, coffee, as we all know, doesn't have a particularly strong, unique selling proposition attached to it, right? It's not going to be there's no first about his coffee, right? It is coffee, and it's got high quality ingredients and high quality processing and stuff. So what we did is we helped him source these frothers, these little the coffee frothers.
Ooh, which
He
you
doesn't love a
always need.
frother, like
I need another frother. Yes.
yeah, yeah. People love frothers, right? And it's kind of funny because people love frothers, but a lot of people don't want to buy them. And we ended up finding that out through the market, right? Like, so when we ran the ads, we did this pack, we did this coffee pack with him, and then the frother we can put a value of $15 on it, and the frother you can get it online or on Alibaba even. They're like $1.80. So we would give people a pack of six of his coffee, and then when they purchased that, they would get a free frother. And then we had like images of the frother being used to support the validity of the offer and stuff
Yeah,
like
to make
that,
it
right?
feel like
To
more
make it feel
lifestyle,
real.
just like we do lifestyle images.
Right, right.
Okay, that's a good
Make people
example.
make people show them what it is, and show them how they can use it. So that's a really great that's what we would call a free premium offer. And that is supported. I'm gonna digress real quick so people can understand some context. This is we always say digital marketing. What we're discussing right now is the marketing message, or is the marketing component. The digital component is that all of these things, the offer, the product, the copy, they're all situated on an individual landing page. They are on their own page. They are not on your website. You usually can do this with a page builder. You know, we don't really use ClickFunnels, but ClickFunnels is an example of a page builder. But if you have a Shopify store, there's tons of page building apps that are very easy to use. And that's where you send your traffic to. So we're talking digital, right? Like we're what we would call digital infrastructure, right? We're not, the first thing is the messaging, hero product, hero offer, all that stuff. We're putting all of that stuff on a very specific landing page. That's the first component of an ecosystem. So that the traffic, when it goes there, you are not giving them the opportunity to browse around and make decisions. You are actually leading them to the purchase. You are right. You have a big headline right at the top that gives people some idea of why your product is special. It's the first. It's the best. You usually put like your unique selling proposition, and then you work your way down. You get people to read. It's called creating yes momentum, right? And then once they get to the offer, they say, "Wow, this product is amazing. You've been sold it. This coffee sounds amazing, and look at this offer. If I buy a pack of six, I get a free frother." And the value of the offer was normally like $29.99, but we could say that it's worth $44.99.
Yeah,
Because
I recently bought from this company called Huel. They do like
Yeah.
protein
Food. Yep.
powders and stuff like that. And I wanted to try their hot and savory. It's like this fast kind of like lunch thing. And it's
Yeah.
like has really good ingredients. I
Yeah.
wanted to try it, and I get to their website, and they're throwing all these things. You get a t-shirt, you get the shaker cup, you get the little pot, but
Yep.
you do have to, and you get free shipping, but you do
Yep.
have to buy a minimum of 3 of the bags, right? But I
Yep.
just felt like, wow, like I get free shipping, I get the free t-shirt, I get the shaker cup, like I get all the things. Like it's fine. I'm fine spending $100 because they're just throwing all this stuff. And for them, as we sellers know, it's not that hard to throw a few extra things in the box
Yep.
because the shipping cost is basically the same.
Same. Yes. Perfect.
So
Yes.
if we can add a something that costs us $1, a few things that cost us $1, like the t-shirt, yeah, it might cost us $5 when we buy in bulk, right? The shaker cup, whatever, right? So, and then we can offer free shipping, which is built into the pricing too. I
Yep.
mean, it feels like super value. So they weren't doing anything super special. They're selling
Yep.
protein powder, right?
Yep.
And these
Yep.
meal packs, but they're throwing in so much, and then they put in that, oh, you got to buy 3, but if you buy 3, you get this, you get this, you get this, you get this, and it's just like, oh my gosh. And then the unboxing experience is so exciting because
Yep.
you get all this, the scoops and all the things. So
Yep.
I love it. It doesn't have to be something expensive. What you mean by premium is you're helping them feel that value. You're helping them feel like, okay, I'm going to spend a little extra money today, but they're throwing in the kit and caboodle here. Like
Yep.
it's all in there. I'm ready to go. I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. So smart. So we got to good hero product. We talked about part 1, good hero product, right? We talked about part 2, which is your hero offer. What's
Yep.
next?
The next would be copywriting, like copywriting that sells. What I like to refer, I don't know how many of your viewers are familiar with the term direct response copywriting, which is basically like, as seen on TV, but digitally, right? In a lot of ways. So direct response copywriting typically is more like benefit centric. You're trying to get people to take action now. It's not just informative. It's very like, how does this, whenever I used to, so I started my career as a direct response copywriter. And I always use what's called a "what's in it for me" test whenever I'm writing. So whenever I was writing copy, I would always ask myself, if I was the reader, could I ask myself, "What's in it for me?" and
Oh, this
automatically know
is a
what I'm
good
reading.
tip for
Yeah,
Amazon listings too. I
yeah,
like it.
yeah,
What's
yeah.
in it
So
for
if
me?
if you're reading and you can't, if and there's no inherent benefit in what I'm writing, I know that I need to scrap it because now I'm getting too wordy on explaining the product. People don't buy the product; they just buy the transformation. So it's one of those things where we have to make sure that we are writing in a very specific way, and that usually is direct response copywriting. If you're not a seasoned copywriter, you can either hire one or even give it a whirl yourself. It's not impossible to do. There's certain structure involved and stuff like that, but it's not the hardest thing. If you look up direct response copywriting, there's a book called The Ultimate Sales Letter that is like really, really good, like rubric for just
I've
starting out.
heard about the ultimate sales letter from more than one person
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
So
it's
I
a great
think,
book.
yes, for
And
sure.
the copy is really selling the product, right? The product will capture, the offer will convert, the copy is what sells, right?
Yeah, and that's why when we're designing our photos, like
Mhm.
we first draft the copy. So we have
Yes.
our sales process that we draft the copy to, and then we use the words, the feelings that we evoked in the copy to build photos that match. And
Yes.
it just converts really well because when you're drafting up that copy that converts, you're evoking feelings, you're helping them understand like what's in it for me. And
Yep.
then if you're also showing that in your photos, it's like, man, it's just like, oh, wow, a
Yep.
5-year warranty.
Yep.
Oh, and I get the free shaker. Oh, and that frother. Look at that
Yeah.
frother. Look at the froth. It's great.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so copy that sells. That's number
The
3. What
copy.
else do we need? Anything else? Is that our
Yeah. So
components?
these are the three components that we would have for the marketing side of the first piece of digital in the ecosystem. The first thing we need is a landing page, and on this landing page, you have all three of these components. You have a hero product, a hero offer, and copy that sells. That is your ecosystem. That is the first part of your ecosystem. And again, that is what we use to bring people in and send them to an asset to a location that gives them the best chance to convert. Those are the three things you need to convert at all times: is good copy, a good offer, and a good product. And then all of those go on a single landing page, and that's where you drive your traffic to. I have some stuff that I could share in later on that will give this.
Yeah.
This will really bring this to life. Like it'll really show like what that looks like. We'll get to that in a little bit.
Let's do that. So
Okay.
while you're prepping your screen, Colin, because I know you're going to share, and I don't see your share screen on the side there. So while you're prepping that, I think that it's really important, right? Colin's gonna show us some offers, and while Colin is setting up his screen to share to actually show you what this looks like, I want to hear from you guys in the chat. I see you guys are here watching. So tell me have you tried this? Like what's worked for you? Tell me where you're at. If you have any questions for us that you want us to address. And we're going to show you some specific examples. And that way, you can see visually, because this is really a visual thing, right? We've talked about all these components of your ecosystem. So I think you got it up now, Colin. I'll go ahead and show it. And can you zoom? Are you able to like zoom in any further?
I should be able. Let me try.
Here, oh yeah, that's much better. A little bit more, I think, just because. Because we can't actually see it like super
clear.
So I'll hide for now, and if you can zoom in a little bit more, and then I'll.
Let me know when I'm good. Tell me, is this good?
Yeah, because we want to be able to see the images, I think.
Okay, great.
All right, yeah, that's really good. Now I can really see it. Okay, so tell us what we're looking at, Colin.
This is the before. This is actually one of the clients that we've had where we implemented an entire ecosystem for him. So he has a supplement brand. They're really strong on Amazon, and he was having a lot of trouble with his Shopify store. He could not get it to convert. It was converting at a 0.2%, which is like 10 times lower than the industry standard. Actually, it was a 0.4. And we look for a 2%. So anyway, this is what you're looking at is where he was sending traffic to. He was running Facebook ads, and he was sending traffic here. And there's a world of problems here when it comes to the nature of traffic on Facebook and Instagram. Back in the day, this would probably work, but traffic is just simply too expensive to do this anymore. So you're looking at the before picture, and as you can see, these products aren't presented very well. They're very just dull. They don't really do much for the buyer. They don't have a benefit statement. Like, remember, what's in it for me? Remember, and keep in mind where this traffic is coming from. This is coming from Facebook and Instagram. Remember, no intent, demand creation. Just at the root of looking at this page, this is not going to compel you to purchase when there's 10 different organic pre-workouts. So this is the before. You're looking at what people were going to before, and then I'm going to show you the first part of the ecosystem, which is a landing page. So this is the after, and it's split. It's split because it's a long page. But this is what people would now click on. If you see, we went from just selling an idea or maybe a product, to actually having an idea. We call it a big idea. And in this case, when people click, they now see as the big headline, organic supplement 5,000 years in the making. Okay. That is pretty compelling. Now that's going to make, it's called the slippery slope. Somebody's going to want to read when they read that, because now we've given them something interesting.
Yeah, what does that mean? 5,000 years? Like, that's different. I want to read more.
And if you notice, 5,000 years is in a different color, and that's for a reason, right? We're magnifying.
And look at the way the product is presented too. It's not just a bottle with a white background. It's literally like, wait a minute, what is this about?
And you can't buy it.
It's funny because the muscle man that you see on the top, I didn't even see that before. Now I see it and I'm like, wow, that's cool.
Yeah. And if you look, we start to sell a product, superfoods consumed by ancient warriors, now available to you. Like, that sounds pretty intriguing. That sounds like, wow, this is a great product. This is something
I want it.
Really, really interesting.
Where do I buy it?
Right. And if you notice, we don't ask people to buy right up front. They can't. I mean, they can click shop now and it'll anchor them to the buy box, which I'll show you in a second. But we have a big idea. We have pleasant visual of the products. You can move this to the left and to the right. You can move this to the left and the right, and it'll explain, and we create functionality with that. We make people click and slide and move and keep them engaged. We've got an authoritative figure, somebody, a doctor or some sort of social proof that says, hey, I've been using this. My athletes have been using this. Then we present social proof, but the money is right here. I'm going to see if I can.
And Mati wants to know, what is the name of the product? What is this brand called?
This was called Organic Muscle.
Organic Muscle. Okay. Thanks, Mati.
So, and keep in mind, this is a page we built off of the website. This was its own page built in Shopify through a Shopify page builder, and we drive all the traffic to this page. So if you went to the website, you won't see this
You're not
page,
going
and
to see this because this is
that's on
part of the
purpose.
funnel.
Exactly, and that's on purpose because we want people to know if they go back, if they do go back on the website and check, we can retarget them in the future, and they'll remember, oh yeah, I couldn't find this on the website. So they'll probably buy it on retargeting.
So you're making it feel special. It's like a special offer. Like it's
it's
not available on the regular website. It's special. I love this. And that's happened to me before where I've clicked on an ad and then I go to their regular website and I'm like, wait, it looks similar. Like I know it's the same brand, but I want that offer. And I had to go back and like find the ad. It really worked. I love that you have the doctor figure on there. I love that you've got this muscle man there. Like you've got the reviews. It's just awesome. You've added some fruit and stuff around and it's not just any fruit, by the way. You've added like fruit that feels special, right? That like
it's because his product does actually have a lot of these really amazing superfoods. It's just, how do you really convey that in the way that we were showing before? You're not conveying that to people. People need to be sold. Again, the copy is what sells, right? The offer, which is right here, and I want everybody to see this because this is super important. If you look in the bottom left, you'll see the organic transformation bundle includes. So they got a protein powder, they got a pre-workout, and then we gave them this tornado blender bottle entirely for free. And what it was is you would press this button and the thing would spin and it would mix your protein.
And you know, that's one of those things, Colin, that I probably wouldn't buy on Amazon because usually like the reviews are terrible or it's just like seems, but if it comes with this, it actually feels like there's value, you know?
We got so many people that said they bought this because on the comments, I bought this because it's called a tornado bottle. And you can't see it here, but this was actually a GIF image. And right here in the background, we put water in it and we turned it on and we turned it in and we took a video of it and we turned that into a GIF image. So when you saw this, it was actually spinning in the picture.
Oh,
so it brought it to life. You know, I have something that I use called the casino effect whenever I design or whenever I'm reviewing designs, is things always have to have color, like changes in color. If you look at all these pages, they change color. And there has to be movement because people, if you look at like when you go to a casino, I got this concept for when you go to a casino, everything's moving, everything's blinking, everything's very attractive to the human eye. You've never gone to a casino and seen like drab colors or like pastels or like a very like non-bright, you know, slot machine. Everything is blinking, everything is moving. And that's how they keep people engaged when they're sitting there for hours. So I created this concept of the casino effect. And it's basically like keeping people engaged. And for the record, this stuff is really not hard to build. Like that image that we did with the tornado bottle, all we did was film it. And there's an app called EasyGIF, EZGIF, for anybody who needs it.
You always give me the best apps, man.
Yeah. This one's really good. You can take a video, like you could take a video on your phone. You take that video, you go onto EasyGIF, you upload the video, keep it short because GIFs are typically short, and you can transform that video into a GIF for free. And then you can take that GIF, you can put it in emails, you can put it on this landing page, you can put it anywhere. And you've got a moving picture that will always work no matter where it's placed because it's not a video, it's now a picture technically, but it's a picture in the form of a GIF. So
downloading it right
that's a
now.
nugget. That one, I use it pretty much every day. I mean, I any emails I create, I always like with brands, I always you can clip scenes from a video and, you know, use that as a clip or use that as a picture. So, but yeah, as you can see, this really holds true to everything we talked about. We had the hero product, we've got a hero offer, we've got copy that sells. This is the first thing that you would have in order to make sure that you are giving yourself the best chance to capture customers. There's more to it, but this is the most important, in fact, part of the ecosystem. Landing page, hero product, hero offer, and copy that sells.
It makes sense. I love
Yep.
it. This is the
I knew
perfect
once you showed it.
example.
Yeah, once you show it, it really brings it to life to get you to understand that this is truly the way you sell a product in 2022. You have to be doing stuff like this if you want your website or your landing pages in this case to convert properly.
Yeah, and I know that you guys also, this is just one half of the ecosystem. This
Yes.
landing page is your digital assets that are part of your ecosystem, right?
Yes.
The other
Yes.
half is the marketing. So the marketing
Yes.
is like your email list, your
Yep.
ads, your copy, the
Yep.
the the stuff that leads people to the landing page. So can you
Yes.
talk a little bit about that part of the
Yeah.
ecosystem?
Yeah, for sure. I'll bring that back up because I have in that entire case study, I can actually show what that looks like. But essentially, this goes more into the digital side of things too, because all of that marketing message has to be supported somewhere. That's why I always say it's digital marketing, right? So the digital is you want to have emails, right? And that means email automations. So what will happen is like let's say somebody, I'll give you a great example. And this is really where you're going to see the importance of an ecosystem too. Let's say somebody clicks on the ad from Facebook or from my Instagram. They click on the ad, they're interested in this product that you're selling. They go, they want to buy, but keep in mind, you're not just competing with your competitors when you sell products online. You're competing with notifications. You're competing with bosses walking by. You're competing with conference calls. You're competing with people who are on the toilet and getting up and going back to their day. It's crazy, but they did a study that a large percentage of people who are scrolling and buying products are actually doing so on the bathroom. So it's kind of funny. Yeah,
Hey,
that's a,
that's
that's a
why
fun
there's
fact.
the best-selling phone toilet timer on Amazon, right?
I believe it. So, but let's say, for example, somebody goes, they want to buy the product and they don't buy because of whatever reason, right? Now, you don't have any retargeting infrastructure or any way to market to them with ads again. Maybe you don't even know what you're doing there. But that's actually not the most important part because I want to kind of take the ads out of the equation. What would happen is if you had an ecosystem, somebody came to your website, they really liked it. After about 30 seconds of browsing, they saw a pop-up that said, "Hey, save 15% on the organic transformation bundle when you give us your email." They register, they put their email in, and oh, I don't want to buy. I got to go. My kids. I have to go pick up my kids from school. I completely forgot. Well, what you don't realize right off the bat is when they entered their email, 5 minutes later, they get an automatic email sent to their email address that they submitted that says, "Hey, here's your 15% coupon code. Thanks so much for subscribe or for joining our VIP list or whatever you're going to call it, organic warrior list. Here's 15%." Now that person reads their email later that afternoon. Oh, that's right. I really wanted to buy this. I really wanted this bundle. I open it. I go and get my credit card and I buy it from email. So the click came from Facebook or Instagram, but the purchase came from your email, right? That is how you maximize efficiency. Because what happens is if you wouldn't have captured that email, how would they have really purchased unless you retargeted them and spent more money, right? You have to spend money to run those ads again to retarget those people.
And
But
the
if you would
key in email automations is tagging the customer based on their activity. So
yes,
the customer that goes to the site and views it and looks at it but doesn't purchase gets the email that says, "Hey, were you still interested in this? Here's 15% off. We like
yep,
you. You're cool."
e
And then they
exactly.
go, but the person who purchased, they don't get that email because then they'd be like, "Wait, you didn't give me 15% off,
Yeah,
right?"
right, right, yes. That's very important that yes, and those are very easy triggers to set up. I
Yep.
mean, most of them already come pre-built, in softwares. So that's really important, and then how do you support that? That's the digital part, right? And then we have the marketing. How do you support that email? With pleasant pictures, with pleasant copy, with a good offer. And what you do is we're gonna get a little nerdy here. I won't get too nerdy, but basically, and I know you know that we do this, but what you do is you don't apply that pop-up across your website. You only have the pop-up for that offer on that page. So you segment it. So what happens is when people get that automated message, they don't get the one that everybody gets on your email. They get the message about the very specific offer that they just opted in. It's usually a three email welcome series. So they'll get it on day one, they'll get it on day two, and they'll probably get it on day three, right? Day one is, "Hey, here's your coupon." Number two is, "Hey, you opted in for this. Um, is this something you still want?" And then number three is, "Hey, you're about to lose it." It's called gain logic fear. So, but if you have it centered around the offer, you give yourself a much better chance. People tend to give people very generic welcome email, welcome to the brand. If somebody asks for 15% off the purchase of the offer that you were just giving them, that's really all you should be giving them via email, right? Like that's what they didn't ask about your brand. They knew they wanted that offer and they opted in. That's why you put a little delay on it. Because if you wait 30 seconds, you know somebody has had time to process what they're reading and what you're selling them. So then they opt in. Now you're not selling them something that they don't already want, and you know you're giving them a very direct command, direct response, right? Very
Okay.
linear.
So Colin, I know what everybody's thinking.
I know. It's hard, you know. It's not the easiest thing, but
I know what
this is
everybody's
how we're
thinking.
doing it.
I know everybody's thinking the same thing I was thinking when I first talked to you about this stuff. And when I first talked to you, Colin, you didn't actually have the program that you have now.
Yeah.
Originally, you at Brainpower Agency only took on certain clients, and everybody wanted to work with you because they're like, wait, I don't know how to write all those things, and I'm not going to build that page, and I just want you to do it.
Yeah.
And so what you've done is, you know, your program became so popular as far as like taking on clients and really just shaping their whole business with getting their website customers to convert and building all their funnels and building their ecosystem for them. So it's basically on autopilot.
Yep.
You decided to change your modus operandi and create an actual program that people can come through with all of your templates, with everything called what's called the Accelerator, right?
Yeah, super cool. So, so basically, what happened is the way that this came about is we found a lot of brands that we thought were really great brands, but just where they were in their business, maybe they were a little too small. We know that agency fees, like we have an agency, right? So, like I know agency fees for a smaller brand or an emerging brand with a great product can be a huge hit to your P&L. Like it can really drag you down. You can be as far down as negative 6K just spending ads and paying management fees. And then you have to have it work or you're going to be I hear all the time, I spent $40,000 and I have nothing to show for it. Right. That's a very common thing that our members come to us with. Right. That's why I don't want to find an agency. So what we created was an accelerator program, which is a done with you program. Essentially what it is, it's a 3 brand, 12-week training. We do 3 brands at a time, keep it ultra personalized. And over the course of 12 weeks, we teach basically how to build an e-commerce ecosystem. We teach everything from copywriting, from landing page development, from offer development, how to research your customers, how to leverage content the right way across these channels so that you make the most out of your advertising. And it's we meet twice a week. They're all live calls, but what's really cool, and this is the thing that I know like everybody has, it's been like the really strong anchor for this, is we actually build the ecosystem for you. So you work with us, we give you some templates, we go over the templates with you, we help you write the copy. Again, only 3 people, only 3 brands. You're allowed, we allow two brand reps or people that are implementing for the brand. And you help us write the copy, you help us do all things. We go over offer development for you. And once we have all that, you submit it to our designers and developers that we have at the agency, and they build you an unbelievable landing page like that. They help you, we give you the offers, and then we just help you. We help you over the course of those 2 weeks through consulting, and yeah, it's been really amazing, honestly. And you get to see.
And what's interesting is it's not just like you sign up and you watch these videos and you can revisit your replays or whatever. Like you guys are doing this live with only a certain number of brands at a time.
Yep,
and
myself.
The last time I was going to help you promote because, hey, my audience needs this, Colin. And Colin comes back to me like 2 days later. He's like, we're already full. I'm sorry. We did like no marketing. Because people need this. It's so important. We don't know all the aspects that go into all these funnels and all this stuff, but you do, and it works. So, so are you guys starting a new accelerator program soon?
So we have the end of October available. We have the middle of November. I don't know if we're going to be doing December, just because of the fact that it falls right in line with like Christmas and the holidays actually. New Year's Eve, and we know people probably are not going to be as engaged. So we typically do 1 group per month. We're probably going to be doing we can do up to 2 groups per month, 2 groups of 3. Anything over that, we just can't do it because we can't deliver that ultra personalized service, which people need, because as you guys can see, this is very like knowledge intensive.
And you have a special offer for everybody today that you are just going to take a look at you're going to do a complimentary website audit with them, just so
Yep.
they understand, like, where am I at? Would this be good for me?
Yep.
Do you even have space for me?
Yeah.
Like, all the things, right?
Yeah,
So
this will
if
be
you guys want to just get on the line with Colin and go over your website and just for free, like no strings attached. Colin loves to do this. He's like me in listing reviews. If you want me to look at your Amazon listing, you can go to amazingathome.com/listing-review, and I will review your listing. I'll do a video of me sharing my screen, and I'll just like break apart your listing and all kinds of fun stuff and just give you a free compliment. Colin is the same way with websites. Like he lives for this stuff. He just loves it. And so take him up on this, you guys. Colin at brainpower.agency. Put amazing at home in subject line, just so he knows you're coming from me. And just, let him look at your website and give you some advice, because this guy's pretty good at this stuff.
Yeah, I'm definitely super excited to see what people say. I mean, I've seen, director of brand selection over at the agency side over the course of 2.5 years. I've probably looked at like at least 600 or 700 products, and they never get old. I mean, I've seen literally everything. Like it's I can't even talk about some of them on this. You know what I mean? Like I've literally seen every product you can imagine, any product a human being has probably conceived or sold. I've probably seen it. It's very rare that I see something completely new. But over that time, I've learned so much about how to analyze products, and you're going to get so much more than just like the audit on the ecosystem. I'll be able to look at your product. What are some potential offers that you could do? Is it even I think this is one thing that you and I have built a great relationship with, Amy, is whenever you've brought people to me, it's like, does it even really make sense all the time for you to be over in Shopify world or direct to consumer?
That's the big piece of respect that I have for you guys, is that you are honest with people. You're like, hey, this is you can spend all the money you want, but you're probably not going to. This is just not. You don't have a good hero product, or you don't. So it's not like you're not willing to work with them on that. But if they're so far from that and they're better off sticking to those larger e-commerce channels, that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. But then at least you save them the time and money and resources of trying to go all in on Shopify or on their website.
Yeah, totally. Because it's not going to be money well spent in a lot of instances, and there's people that just because they can doesn't mean they should, right? And that would be really cool too. So I can definitely provide as much value there as possible. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see those subject lines come in. Because we've done a lot of work together. So this is going to be really cool.
I love it. Well, thank you guys, everyone, for watching today. Thank you for tuning in and listening to Colin and I nerd out about about offers and copy and all the things that both of us love and love to share with you. We appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. Take Colin up on his offer. And we'll see you guys next week. Have a great rest of your week. And I hope to rest this weekend. So I know what day it is next week. All right, Colin, thank you so much for being here. And thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.